Hi everyone. So let me show you what we're going to do tonight. Tonight, what I did is I made my own wreath frame, and we have these tails right here, a red and the cherry tail, and then we have this, and this is my sign tonight. Okay, right here. Here it is, which I love. I think I could put it down and let y'all see it, huh? Okay, here it is. Welcome, and it's the cherries, and this is the wreath that we're going to do. So let me get you up, and I'm going to move the camera up a little bit if you don't mind. Okay, there you go. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is I cut the mesh, which is sort of a excuse me, a turquoise bluish mesh, and I cut it at 24 inches. We're going to do a ruffle wreath. Everybody knows I love ruffles, so it's one of my favorite wreaths to make. All right, so I cut them at 24 inches. I did get this, my deco mesh, through Craft Outlet. Okay, and the sign came from General Wholesale. The ribbon, I think, was from Craft Outlet. These two ribbons. This I purchased through Silks and Crafts. And this I got from Trims. So as you see, it is all different companies that I deal with. So let's go ahead and let's get going on this. And we're making a wreath, and the frame is just a typical Dollar Tree frame. And what I did is I took my pipe cleaners, and I attached it to the outer first and second ring, and then the inner out and third and fourth ring. And what I did is I go on each crossbar and do it for each crossbar. Then what I do is I bring one in between each of the crossbars right here, and I tie one in the second and third rung right here. So they're very simple to make. So you can either use the pipe cleaners, or you can use the tinsel ties, whichever one you prefer. With this wreath, I am using the pipe cleaners, okay? And once again, this is my sign, which I just love. And so let's get going. So I cut my mesh 24 inches, which the mesh is from Craft Outlet. If you would, I would appreciate it if you would share. And y'all, last night, I'm sorry once again I was not on, but I am so excited. Tonight at the end of this video, I will be showing you my first kit that I have for sale that y'all will be able to purchase. And I am so excited. So it is a spring kit, and I only have a limited amount. I decided only to do 12, and I just love it. And hopefully, if you're interested, once again, you can either purchase it. I haven't listed them yet on my Etsy shop, but they will be listed. Or you can go to my website, Creative Designs by JL, and I will list them. They will be listed tomorrow morning. So just give me a little time to list it, and they can either be purchased through Etsy or through my website, either one. And my website, for those that might be interested, is Creative Designs by JL. And my Etsy shop, y'all, let me explain. It is creative design. Normally, my legal name for my business is Creative Designs with an S, but unfortunately, I could not get that on Etsy, so I had to omit the S, and so it's Creative Design by JL. So, but just remember that you can find it, and what it's going to be, I am going to name it so that you can just plug it in, and it will be called the Rain Boot Wreath, and that's what it is. Rain Boot Daisy Wreath, and that is going to be the kit, or the Daisy Rain Boot Wreath. I think that would probably be the better of the two. So what I did is with these, with the mesh that I cut at 24 inches, I am ruffling it, and I am going and I'm putting it on the inside first, and now I am going to move to the outside of the wreath. Now I call this the inside of the wreath and the outside out here, and I normally go from the inside to the outside, and then from there I will decide what I'm going to do in the middle. And I have decided tonight, in the middle of the wreath, the middle rungs that I showed you, the second and third rings, I'm going to put this white, and then I have the speckle mesh, which will go within the white, and I have cut 6 at 24 inches of the snowball mesh, just to give it, to kind of give it that sort of a blue and white look, because I looked and I did not see any of the blue and white check type mesh, but that's okay. We've got the ribbon and we've got the red, and we're gonna make it nice and bright and work. How's that? So I hope all of you had a wonderful weekend. I cannot believe how warm it is today. I hope all of you are taking care of yourselves. Make sure you wash your hands very well. I know I have been, and I have done it all weekend. Wash, 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 and my hands are dry as can be. Everybody must, you know, I pray that everybody will be fine, and all of y'all that are on will take care of yourself. All right. I am going to tell you a little story, y'all. I know some of y'all know that I can be a little crazy at times, okay? Well, as many of y'all do not know, is that I'm a police officer, or I used to be. I'm no longer one. I used to be one in my youth, okay? I've worn a lot of hats, as they say. I was territory manager for Sherwin-Williams. I was a Kmart manager, assistant manager. I was a telephone operator. I had my real estate license, and I have done so much, y'all. Of course, I'm not a spring chicken. I mean, I've had a lot of things that I've done, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I have had a wonderful time exploring things that I love. Believe it or not, before I started doing wreaths, I did, believe it or not, I used to do t-shirts, embroidery, all of that. And one night I was on on Facebook, and I ran across a dear friend who I've made, well, who is a dear friend now, and her name is Brenda Gallo. And I have, because I've always made my own wreaths. I started out, I guess, I've always made like a grapevine wreath for my front doors, and I made my own arrangements and things like that. But I happened to be on on Facebook, and somehow she just popped up, and I happened to watch her making a deco mesh wreath, and I was hooked, y'all. I got hooked. I fell in love with it, and I have been doing it for the last, it's coming up on almost 2 years soon, and it's just that, you know, I made them and just sold a few here and there by mouth, and then it's just been in the last, I guess maybe 6 months that I've decided to really become more active and make the wreaths and get involved with crafts, festivals, and things like that. But anyway, that's how I got into the wreathing business, and I love it. And there's just so much you can learn. It's not just ruffling some deco mesh together. It is learning. It is trying and going out of the box to add things to wreaths that will really, really change the look of the normal type of wreath that you're doing. And there are so many goofy things you can do, and I'm going to be doing a goofy one coming up, and I can't wait to do it. And I'm not going to let the cat out the bag yet. I will put, when I decide to do it, I will definitely put it on there, out of the box goofy, okay? And I plan to do it. So let me see. I'm looking for, if I've missed one on the outer ring. Let me just make sure. I may have cut some extra ones. I'm not sure. Which I did. I did do some extra ones. All right, let's go ahead and do the center. So, but anyway, getting back, I used to be a police officer, y'all. And for those that are on here new. So anyway, getting back to when I was a police officer. You know, I've worked a lot of things. I was the first female deputy on the road, and so naturally it was a little scary at times, but I can tell you, when I kicked in a 109, which is officer needs assistance, every cop in the area came. I can tell you that. I think the funniest thing that I can remember being police work, and I'll tell you what it is. Well, I guess it wasn't funny at the time, but we had been called to a shooting. Okay, it was not funny. I shouldn't have said it was funny, but it was. When you hear what transpired, you will definitely know it was funny. So anyway, we decided to go, and we get there, and we were told to cover the back. This was this other deputy and I. So in order to cover the back, we had to jump over 2 or 3 fences, okay? And because there was a guy in a motorhome park, or not motorhome, but trailer court, that actually had shot at the police. And so anyway, so Charlie and I go out the back, go up the back, and we climb over the 3 fences, and the last fence, we both kind of came down, and we were right there, right behind the trailer. And all of a sudden, when we jumped down, all this water came flying up on us. And I went, oh. And Charlie and I both kind of looked at each other, and we went, oh, no. Well, come to find out, what we had jumped into was a backed up septic tank system. So, to believe it or not, Charlie and I did not smell very good at all. Oh, it was disgusting. I don't know how long that had been going on, but Charlie and I were just soaking wet and covered. Oh, it was horrible. So anyway, we stood our ground until we were released from our area. But I tell you what, when Charlie and I walked up after, by the way, nobody was hurt. The man did finally give up, and nobody was hurt, and so it was okay. But when Charlie and I walked up, we were both soaking wet, and as we got closer, oh yeah, they could smell us. Most definitely, they could smell us. So that was one of my wonderful experiences. So we had basically, we went home, got cleaned up, went to the hospital. They gave us a tetanus shot, and we were back at work because we had, believe it or not, we were on the night shift. So, but that was a wonderful experience, I can tell you. Oh, what a day that was. Now, there were that's just typical. Now, I did change departments, and when I changed from one department to another, when I say department, from one city to another, I had gone with the Mandeville Police Department, and which I loved. I enjoyed both the departments I worked for. But what was so funny is that this one night we were riding, and one of the biggest things that we weren't a very large community at the time when I was a police officer, but it was part of our duty at night to check buildings to make sure doors were locked and things like that, and if they and that is something that we did to prevent theft. And so anyway, well, evidently the guys knew that this one door is always unlocked, okay, for some reason. And it wasn't into the building. Basically, it was an outside storage area. They scared the bejeebies out of me. I tell you, I was going around and I was checking the doors. And when I tell you, it was hysterical, though. They were out there and they were rolling on the ground. They were laughing so hard. I'm not kidding you. I think I almost wet my pants. But anyway, they knew the door was unlocked. So I kind of checked the handle. And when you check the handle, and if you notice that it's sort of unlocked, you never just swing the door open, right? You never do. Because you don't know what's behind it, right? Well, I kind of turned the handle, and as I turned the handle, those boogers, I don't know how they rigged it, but that door came flying open. Well, let me tell you what, I think what shocked them is how quick I was with drawing my weapon. And they were, at first they were all kind of stunned, but there was nothing there. I mean, all it was a storage room, but boy, afterwards, when I realized what they had done, I was so mad, y'all. But they were laughing so hard. But it was an experience. I learned from it. That was something, So, oh yeah, being a female police officer, it was not easy. They really put me through it. There you go. Now, let's get our ties. And what I have for my ties, as you can see right here, I have the red with the cherry and plaid, and I have the blue, the solid blue with the blue and white check, okay? And what I'll do is every other one I will put, and I did cut the tails, the ribbon tails, to 13 inches, okay? And I dovetailed each end, as you can see. So each of the ribbon tails are cut at 13 inches, okay? Now, just to get an idea of where I did get the ribbon, I did get the ribbon from, some of the ribbon from Craft Outlet. Some was from Silks and Craft out of Baton Rouge. Now, that is a local establishment. They do not have an online store. The cherries, I'm pretty sure it's either from Trims or the Wreath Shop, one or the other. I'm not quite sure. And the red ribbon is from Craft Outlet. So, and they're cut at 13 inches. And what I'm doing is I'm starting here, and I'm going through, and I'm putting the ribbon tails on the inner ring of the blue mesh. Okay? Now, I am not going to put any ribbon on the middle rungs. That is the second and third rung of the wreath. I am not going to do that. I am going to leave, I'll show you what I have, some splatter mesh which I have cut that I will put into the white mesh right here. And the splatter mesh, this is your splatter mesh right here. I'm wondering if I should go ahead and put it. And now this is about a 21 inch. I got from a friend of mine picked this up for me from AC Moore, and this is what it looks like. This is what you call, it's like a netting, and it's got some little snowball sprayed stuff on it. And I cut this, it was from a 21 inch roll, and I cut it down to 10-inch squares. So in order to give it just a little bit more color in the white, let me show you what I did. I'm just going to ruffle it, and I am going to put it into the white like so. Just add a little bit of that, and then we'll add our cherries in on that, and it'll really be cute. Now, let me finish putting the tails in, and then I'll show you what I sometimes do with the pipe cleaners when I'm done. But I do get a lot of things from General Wholesale. Now, Craft Outlet, the Wreath Shop, General Wholesale, Trims, none of those stores, you do not need a business a wholesale license in order to get them. Basically, all you need is, you know, you can order directly from them. So, and to be honest with you, their prices are not bad at all. General Wholesale is very good, their pricing. So check with either one of those, and I believe, remember I told you I thought I missed a mesh? I sure did. So, but I love the cherry sign. It is really cute. And the cherries that I got to for the accents, you can go to Amazon, and they do sell the cherries there. They do have them on Amazon. Now, they have the two colors of cherries. You can either get the dark red cherries or the bright red. I chose to go with this sign, the bright red. So, but you can get the darker red if you want. And that was from Amazon. I can give you the numbers off of the ribbon in just a little bit so that you can call Silks and Crafts in Baton Rouge, and if you have the number, they will ship it to you. Okay, so and they do carry mesh, and they do carry all different things. So whenever I tell you that it comes from Silks and Crafts, I will give you the number so that you can purchase it. And once again, my tails are cut at 13 inches. I'm using a 2.5 with the cherries and a 1.5 for the solid red. Now, check with either the Wreath Shop or Trims, and they may have the cherry ribbon, okay? So they should have the cherry ribbon. And the General Wholesale may have it as well. All right. So 13 inch are the tails, and let me reiterate the rest of it. The other, the mesh are all cut at 24 inches, and they are in ruffles, and all I did is I used the mesh on the outside and inside rungs, the first and second, and the the blue mesh on the inside and outside of the wreath. And the white mesh was just done on the inside rung of the wreath, okay? If you wish to do it this way. Now, what I like, you may like this particular design, but what makes it so unique is that, yes, you can go and get an idea from me and see what you like, but guess what? You can take it even further. You can change up the colors in this wreath. You don't have to use the same colors I'm using. You can go with, maybe you'll luck out and you'll find some different colors you prefer. Maybe you would prefer the all white on the inside and outside of the wreath and just go and highlight with the blue on the inside. You don't necessarily have to follow my technique. Try it. Let me tell you, if you don't like it, then guess what? You can take it apart. It's easy. There's no problem. Just remember, if you don't like the colors of the mesh that you started, take it apart. But do so before you start gluing anything to it, okay? So that you don't, lose whatever mesh that you had tried that you did not care for. Because once you start adding in your accents, such as your gluing them in or whatever, just remember, you can change up the colors. You don't have to always go with what I have. You can reverse the way I did it if you'd like. Or you may find that you like another color to go with this sign. You may want to go with red accent on the mesh. I got to drink something. I know that we've gotten a lot of rain this afternoon. It stormed here for a while. I tell you, I thought I missed some outside rungs. Trust me, you'll find them as you go and put your ribbon tails in. Y'all, I love the colors in here. I really love it. Okey-doke, so we're working around the wreath, and I'm putting my 13-inch tails in. And I'm alternating the tails. I am alternating, I have the two colors here. I have the cherry and the red, and I have the plaid and the blue. And all I'm doing is alternating them as I go, okay? All right, now we're working on the outer ring, and we'll go around and get all those in. So I will kind of recap once again for anyone that has come on late. I used a 14-inch, believe it or not, Dollar Tree frame, and I did my pipe cleaners myself. And how I did the pipe cleaners, you have what are known as crossbars. I did the outside 1 and 2 ring, and then I did the inside 1 and 2 along the crossbars, and then in the middle on the 2 and 3 rung, I did in the middle a pipe cleaner. Okay, I cut my mesh at 24 inches, and I just dropped all my ribbon tails. I tell you what, y'all, I went to the doctor last week just for a checkup. You know how that goes. They won't fill your medication unless you go every 3 months to get it filled. So I have to go every 3 months to get this certain medication. So I went to the doctor, and for those that don't know, believe it or not, last year I almost died. And what we didn't know is that I had basically my adrenal glands quit working, and I have secondary Addison's disease. So therefore, I had lost so much weight over a certain period of time. I was down to 103 pounds, and I could not eat, I could not drink, and finally I told my husband, I said, something's wrong. I said, I'm not well. I think I'm dying. And so we called the doctor, and he brought me to the emergency room, and they admitted me into the hospital. I was in one hospital for a week, and they said, we don't know what's going on. Of course, I was out of it. They had me out of it because I was in so much pain and I was hurting, and then I couldn't hold even water down. So they give me medicine for the nausea. Thank goodness, that would knock me out. And then they'd get, as soon as that, after that would wear off, then what would happen, I'd wake up and I'd be in so much pain as well. And then, so what they did is they'd give me a shot for pain. So that would knock me out. So that was good. I slept most of the time, which was really good. And they transferred me to another hospital, and that's when the other hospital figured out I had what is known as Addison disease, where my adrenal glands no longer function. So now they have me on cortisone. Well, y'all, I went to the doctor. You know, I was just, you know how sometimes you just kind of feel so full, and you say, well, and you know, and a lot of times I wear comfortable clothes when I'm wreathing. Oh, by the way, so I can show you, I'm putting now the speckle mesh into the white around, okay? Anyway, well, y'all, I got on the scale and I almost croaked when I saw how much weight I had gained. And, of course, nobody told me. Let me tell you, I take care of myself. I stay within a certain weight limit. Y'all, I started crying. I could not believe how much weight I had gained. And a lot of people, of course, everybody thought I was anorexic when I got down to 103. But and it's been a long time since I've weighed what I weigh right now. And I am just so upset. And so anyway, I called the doctor today, and I've got an appointment. I'm going in because, y'all, this is not going to happen. I am not going to be a fat and unhappy person. I can tell you that right now. They have got to meet a happy medium. But unfortunately, from what I think maybe I'm getting too much of the cortisone into my system, and that's what's made me gain. And they said, so, but I definitely don't want to go into a crisis either and die. So they're going to have to find a happy medium. The problem is that even my husband will tell you, I eat like a bird. It's not me eating. Of course, it's probably the chocolate I eat too that doesn't help. I love chocolate, y'all. I love chocolate so much. It's ridiculous. My favorite candy is Hershey's Kisses. I love it. Oh, I do have something to tell you about Crafters Convention. Well, y'all, let me tell you what I did. I volunteered Damon Oates during the business we had to come up with part of the business stuff on thing, and I volunteered. I was one of the volunteers. And so he said, okay, they wanted to know what, and he put up this sign, and it was an Easter sign, and it had a truck. It was a truck Easter sign, a big one. And he said, all right, if you were to put this on your page to say you were doing, what would you do to describe it? Well, naturally, I had next to me one of the queens of wreath making, and that was Bam Bam. And I'm going, oh, geez, why did I volunteer for this? I said, oh, man, I've got the queen next to me. I've got Damon standing there waiting to see what we're going to come up with, and there's three of us on stage, and y'all, I'm not that big. What can I say? I'm just me, you know, and I'm not that big of a name, and I got these big names all there. So anyway, it shows my age, but all I could come up with, I put hop on in. I brought my Chevy to the levee. And that's all I could think of. Brought my Chevy to the levee, hop on in. And because of the bunny in the truck. And so that's what I came up with. I said, oh, geez. I said, of all things to come up with. Okay, now we've got this, and I'm going to put my sign on. And wait, I got to show you I went ahead and I pre-made my, my bow. Y'all, when they have, there, let's do it like that, this way. How's that? What do y'all think? So that's what I came up with. Brought my Chevy to the levee. All right, now let me show you before I put the sign on. Some of you may choose to tie or tuck in your pipe cleaners, or I'll show you another thing you can do. Just get a, you can curl them. With this, you can curl them, because I'm going to come back and I'm going to probably just put some cherries in here, and I'm just going to curl them like you would a little antler, you know, like our, what do you call those little things, that bees, you know? Let me pull it. What do you call those? Antenna. You can just curl it. So I'm going to take one of my things and I'm going to wrap it around and do it like this, and you can leave it like this, you see, and it'll be cute. There you go. And you can just curl them. That's all you have to do, just like this. Take it and curl it, just like this. I'm not going to spend the whole time, just where the sign goes, and I can go around and finish it afterwards, because I don't want to, you know, take all this time and take your time with me curling them. So let me just get it where the sign's going, so that it's finished underneath. Okay, just like this. All right. All right, now when you're putting your sign on, it is important. Find out where those crossbars are, because you really do want to try and attach it to the crossbar. If you can, go through the mesh to support the, so that you have some stable on here. All right, so I'm going through. All right, I found the crossbar right here. All right, so I'm going through here. Now let me go through right here. And I'm going to go through this mesh here. Oh, y'all, this looks so cute, doesn't it? I love it. Now what I did, I'll show you over here real quick. I stapled it and I glued it. Now let me show you the glue I use real quick. I get this from Amazon, and it's called Rapid Fuse. Y'all, this is a very good glue, and you can get it either at Walmart or you can get it through Amazon, either one, and it's called Rapid Fuse. And all I did, so that it wouldn't go through, I just put these little staples right here so it wouldn't go through the board. I didn't need it. Once I did it twice, I realized the board was thick enough and I didn't need to do it. But if you're not sure, you can protect your sign. You don't want the staples to go through. You can either cut an old roll of from an empty roll of ribbon, or you can use those little stick-em squares. Now the only thing is, if you're from up north, you're fine and you don't have the extreme heat that we have here. We have very extreme heat here in Louisiana, and so I kind of like to go with the staples and use the Rapid Fuse, because those little sticky squares don't always stay on the wreath, and I don't want the sign falling off the wreath by any means. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this through the mesh once again. And I'll sort of recap while I'm working with this. I did 13-inch tails. I did cut my mesh. The blue mesh and the white mesh were both cut at 24 inches. It's a 10-inch roll, 10-inch wide roll. I used with this wreath the Dollar Tree frame. And what I do with my twist ties, y'all, or your pipe cleaners, whatever you wish to call them, I like to make sure that they are all twisted at the top at least 3 times. So your mesh does not come out or your ribbons, okay? May have to loosen this other side. It's a little tight. A little too tight. I don't like the way it's smashing my ribbon. You don't want it too tight. Now you see how I said I wanted to catch it on the crossbar, y'all? And the reason why, just make sure your sign's on there well, and you know, don't be afraid to flip it over. I prefer to do it this way now than after I put my bow on. Then I have to go in. If I do that, I have to go in and fluff the bow, and I don't like to smash my bow. I'm going to secure it, and then I'm going to wrap it around like so. Now, I'm going to kind of show you this, because let me go in and show you, because what I want to do is you do not, I repeat, you want to make sure that these pipe cleaners go to the inside. You do not want to scratch your customer's door, okay? Oh, y'all, I love this cherry ribbon. And guess what? One came loose. I didn't wrap it 3 times. All right, let me go in. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. These lights make it very warm here. Okay. Here you go. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me go in and correct this, okay? All right, let me go in. And here it is. There it is. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, since it's going on to the side, I am going to cut the pipe cleaner here. And y'all, these are another little thing I have, which and when wreathing, I love these clippers. Let me show them to you. They're right here. I got these at Home Depot. They're very small. I love them. Either Home Depot or Lowe's. I should say my husband got them for me. And I just love them. They're little, I call them nippers. Okay? And they're really great. Let's go ahead and finish this sign, attaching it, and get it back in. Okie doke. It's not going to be much longer. Alright, twist, get the sign locked in, and there you go. Okay, now let's go ahead and we'll put our bow on. And I think I kind of want to angle the bow. I don't have to have it. Well, let's see. We'll go to the top. How's that? Let me turn it around and we'll go through the top. And just like so. My battery went out on my glue gun. I'm going to have to get the backup. All right. So let me get my backup battery. I don't know. I was using it early. I made a wreath early. I hope it at least got somewhat charged. I should have. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Alrighty. It's kind of bad here. Alrighty. A little fraying on this one. There. Do not like this. It's. May have to put another there. That's good. Okay. Alright. There you go. So we have that, and then I have my cherries, y'all. Find my cherries. Here they are, right here. So, let's go ahead and put these cherries on here. Y'all, these cherries are so cute. I couldn't resist. Now, I will tell you, I did get the cherries from Amazon. You can get them there. And what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to go around and just put cherries just around and with the bow, with the tails and inside the white. I have plenty of them, so I made sure I ordered double the amount because I love this wreath. Now afterwards I may go in and add just a little bit of greenery to this as well. Depends upon how I want, if I want to or not. I'm going to play it by ear. I may do it. I may add just a little bit of some small little green leaves to the cherries that I put in. I might do that. I think it'll be cute. This is so cute. Ah, I love it. Now you've got to remember when you're placing your accents, you want to make sure that when you're placing them, y'all, that you've got to realize that this wreath is going to be up on higher than, you know, what you normally see it. That most people, you've got tall people and short people. So basically what you need to do is when you're making the wreath, you want to make sure that this wreath can be seen at every possible angle, from high, from low, to the sides. You want to make sure that they're you know, that they can see what the different accents. Don't just put them in the front. You want to put them on the sides, up top, on the bottom. Make sure that you you know, place them strategically around, especially if they're smaller. You know, you want to do it you know, to where they can maybe catch a little peek at one of them and stuff like that. You want to do that so they can see them. All right, there you go. Okay, well, this is my cherry wreath, gang, and for some of those that are just coming on, let me give you an update on what I've done, and I'll tell you where I have gotten most of my supplies for this wreath. Okay, basically I used deco mesh. I used 2 10-inch rolls. Just one I just used a little bit, the white. I used just about the whole roll of the blue mesh, and I used the blue mesh on the inside and outside part of the wreath. The inside part of the wreath, I used just the white mesh. Now I did use, on the inside, I did use the blue splatter mesh. Right here, as you can see it. It's a blue splatter mesh within the inside of the white mesh. Okay? And just to kind of make it a little bit spiffy and a little bit more delicate. Okay. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going through and I'm just adding cherries around the wreath where I think it needs it. There's no rhyme or reason to where I'm putting them. I'm putting them within the ties, y'all, and within the mesh, you know, where you do the ties at, the pipe cleaners. So that's where I'm putting it. Now I will come back most likely. Y'all, earlier I was on one of my group meetings, and I could not find my cherries. I looked everywhere for my cherries, and I could not find them. And then it dawned on me that I knew I was not going to be home, so I had them delivered to my daughter's house. So when my husband, on his way home he stopped by to get my cherries, and he brought them in just in time. So I had my cherries for tonight's wreath. Because I had all this ready to go because I knew that I would be probably coming home. I thought we would get home much earlier Monday than, but the wind was so bad coming back, traveling back from Wreath Makers. We were in the motorhome, so it really slowed us up quite a bit. The ones I ordered, these cherries that I ordered, they come like 50 to a bag, which is really nice. So you do get plenty of them, and they're reasonable. And I did order these from Amazon. So And once again, the tails were cut at 13 inches. The mesh was cut at 24 inches. And I used 10-inch mesh. Okay, coming right along, and we're almost done, y'all. And I'll lift it up and show it to you. I'll put some greenery, but I did want to show y'all my kit. I will have my first kit. I guess I should have showed it at the beginning. But that's okay. All right. And I am going to put a cherry in the bow. Okay, let's see. Just like this. All right. There you go. All right. Let me go ahead and I am going to lift it up. All right. There you go. I think it came out cute. I may add more cherries, like right here. I think I need 2 cherries. I think I'll do the double cherries instead of just the one. I think I need 2 cherries each. So I will go around and add the 2 cherries and do this. And while I'm at it, I'll finish this up in just a minute with the 2 cherries and the green. But I wanted to show you my, I do have my new kit that I'm going to be doing. And it is, what I'll have available, y'all, is I have the rain boot and the black, well, here it is. The rain boot, like this is the sign, just like this. And I have it in the black and white with the yellow daisies. And then I have the rain boot and the green with the pink boot. Now, the thing, and I have the ribbon to match, just like so. I have the ribbon to match right here, the green. Let me show you. Just like this, okay? And I have the blue ribbon, like this, to match with this sign. And along with that, you will get a wreath frame. You will get that ribbon and this ribbon. This will go with this right here and the frame. Well, can you see it? Let me pull this down. Let me move all this. It's not doing what I want. Let me move this down so that you can see. Alright, let me move it down. Okay, you will get this ribbon with this sign. And you will get the frame. Okay, so, and I have the daisies that will go with this as well. Okay, so I will list this sometime this week. I'm not quite sure. I have to get all the pricing done, but I will have this wreath kit. If you will, I will post it on, first thing, as soon as I list it, I will post it on my page, so just check my page, and I will be able to let you know how much it's going to be, because I have to check all the prices. I haven't figured out. I want to try and get it to you as reasonably as possible, but I want to get the one thing that I'm waiting on are my daisies, and so before I can actually do the kit. But I have everything for the yellow, and I will have 6 of these, and I'll have 6 of the green. Okay, so, and the ribbon that goes with the yellow daisies right here goes with this. You have this that goes with this, okay? Right here. That goes with the yellow. No, that goes with the pink, right here. Just right here. So all these ribbons go with this one. So you get a lot of ribbon to choose from. You have a lot of ribbon here. So I will let you know exactly how much it is, and I will put it, when you see the picture of it all together, I will post it and let you know how much it is, okay? Alright, let me raise you up. Oh, I have to show you what I finished today. I have a custom order, which I just finished today. And this is the custom order. I don't know if you can see it. Here, whoops, Get this out the way. Here is the Easter Bunny wreath. It's a dual. Actually, a lady that I made this for, she has double doors. So I did this for the one door, and then on the other door I did the big carrot. So that is a double door wreath for her front doors for Easter. I think she's really gonna love it. I'm sending her a picture tonight, and I'll deliver them tomorrow to her. Well, gang, I want to say thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. May y'all have a wonderful evening, and may God bless, and take care, and wash your hands. Don't forget. Thank you. Have a nice night. Bye-bye.